Great. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's great to be here with you this evening, but before I start my remarks, I really do want to issue my own personal commendation to two extraordinary women who have taken the helm of two critically important organizations, and that's Shawnice Washington, who will be heading up NAMIC, and of course, our own Michelle Ray, who we've already seen tonight. You know, we live today in an era of identity politics marred by deep cultural resentment. Increasingly, we're sorted, accepted, and rejected by what we are rather than who we are. Politics now seems centered on the resentment of others, getting more for us and giving less to them. This formula has evolved from an algorithm for energizing one's base in an election to a guidebook for governing once in office. Policy positions increasingly seem based less on the best interest of the nation and more on the best interest of the niche. To paraphrase General Motors, what's good for the tribe must be good for the USA. But such a governing philosophy is profoundly worrisome. As David Brooks wrote recently, these narratives aren't visions of a just society. They are narratives of menace about who needs to be exorcised from society. This mindset has always been dangerous for minorities, women, and other disadvantaged groups. You see, if you have a characteristic that can't be changed, skin color, sexual orientation, or gender identity, the culture of politics of the other present a clear and present danger of exclusion, marginalization, and yes, even physical harm. When you belong to a group that has historically been on the outside trying to get in, you have no choice but to put your faith in integration rather than segregation. You depend on a vision of society and politics and government where all are welcome. You require a society that toils to incorporate and assimilate people into the American tapestry. A commitment to multicultural democracy, integrated schools, and a diverse workplace is not a social justice course at Yale or a political correct belief. It is the only aspiration that embraces a vision of society, government, and the economy that includes all of us. But as troubling as identity politics is, there is an even more monumental rock being rolled into our path. It is the growing disdain of expertise, of higher education, of intellectual rigor, and of science. These achieved experiences increasingly get lumped derisively by some into a vilified class labeled the elite. But I believe there's something sinister about marginalizing merit. You see, in my immigrant family, I was always told and preached that the path to making it in America was to get educated, to do well in school, to work hard. We were encouraged to acquire the skills and expertise that would make us valuable and would allow us to overcome the historical resistance to our race. In my old grandmother's words, she used to say, "Be so damn good they cannot ignore you. Be so good that they will want and need what you have to offer." But if talent, education, and expertise are devalued and belittled, where do we go? What path holds open the promise of success and a better life? Anti-intellectualism is dangerous because it serves as a subtle sickle for cutting down the rising prospects of the poor, the middle-class aspirations of blacks and Latinos, and the glass ceiling smashing goals of young girls. This is why we desperately need corporate America to remain resolutely committed to multicultural workforces where merit still counts for not just something, for everything. We need business leaders who prize talent, skill, and expertise. And we need professional environments where facts remain arbiters of truth and where knowledge is celebrated. You know, corporations have an obligation to prosper, which should introduce a bias for rewarding the employees who do the best work, no matter the nature of their faces, their bodies, or their backgrounds. Even so, many industries do fail at diversity, despite their self-interest. But our industry is not one of them. We do not shrink from our commitment to diversity. Our industry recognizes that its own prosperity depends on inclusion. And maybe more importantly, it fundamentally understands that the future prospects of America depend on it as well. Thank you, and thank you for your commitment to the industry.